tonight's vigil at this meaningful location at the Carter Monument. A lot of residents may or may not know that this monument exists here. We took it upon ourselves. I saw that this monument was in disrepair a few years back in 2023, and I had the honor of helping restore it to what we see today. It looked nothing like this before we did the restoration project, and I'm so proud of this community for coming together and supporting a project like that. It's a reminder of President Carter's connection to our community. Long before his presidency, President Carter and his wife Rosalind lived right here in Rotterdam, and that is truly something special. While he served in the U.S. Navy, he attended Union College, where he studied nuclear physics. And tonight, we honor not only his time here, but also his remarkable life. A life dedicated to public service, humanitarian efforts, and global peace. This evening, we will reflect on his legacy. We will be lighting candles in his memory and find inspiration in the values that he exemplified: service, humility, and compassion. So to begin, I'm very pleased to have George Sakala here from the Polish American Veterans, who will post the colors. And I do want to take a moment to recognize all of our representatives from our various veterans service agencies. Thank you all for being here. Your presence here is appreciated. Next, we are very pleased to have Girl Scout Troop 2812, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent, thank you. Next, we will have the national anthem, and we're very fortunate to have the Mantra Constantine here with us. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for being a part of this special ceremony. And hello.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, give proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you for that presentation. Thank you. Yes, he's here. Okay. Okay, Reverend Dustin Longmire is here. I see him right over there, and just saw you on Zoom not too long ago. But Reverend Dustin Longmire will lead us in an opening prayer. Reverend, if you join us.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Just wanted to offer a couple very quick reflections before I, begin my prayer. Jimmy Carter was president long before I was born, but in the last, couple weeks, I've really been spending a lot of time learning more about his legacy and building on my knowledge of so much that I already knew. And he's always was someone that inspired me as someone who cares a lot about the intersection of faith and public policy and building stronger communities, and perhaps most importantly, building a sense of home for people on all levels of what that word means. His work, I was just writing down some of the stats. His Carter Work Project with Habitat for Humanity was a catalyst over 35 years to bring 108,100 volunteers together to build 4,447 homes in 14 countries. That is astounding. And not only that, he advocated on behalf of programs to house people. There was over 300 bills that his efforts alone pushed forward just to help build people homes. But that's not all. He contributed to a sense of home for ordinary Americans in so many other ways, teaching Sunday school at his little church in Plains, Georgia, advocating for the end of segregation in Georgia as well as governor. One thing I heard when I was watching his the eulogy that his grandson gave this past earlier today was that, my goodness, he led the charge in ending guinea worm disease around the world. Something that affected 3.5 million people in the 1980s. There was only 14 cases this past year. Here's the thing, dear friends. The last but not least, one thing that I'm really passionate about, and something we should all be passionate about right now, his friendship with Gerald Ford across party aisles, right? One of the closest friendships between any two presidents since Thomas Jefferson and John Adams. It's something that should inspire every single one of us. So in that spirit, I'd like to offer the following prayer. Gracious God, we give you thanks for the witness of a true saint, Jimmy Carter, as well as his beloved wife, Rosalind, whom lived right here in our local community, who made a home with us for a while right here in Rotterdam, New York. We give you thanks for their witness. And we also ask your spirit to be bestowed upon all of us as we continue to carry on that legacy of working across the aisle, of building peace with our neighbors and at home and around the world, of making sure that every single person has that sense of home, and making sure that we empower ordinary Americans to do extraordinary things. In your name we pray. Amen. Thank you. A lot of stuff.
Thank you, Reverend Longmire, for that beautiful prayer. Next, we will hear reflections from several individuals in our community who will share thoughts on President Carter's legacy and the connection to Rotterdam. I didn't see who's here. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm going to move on. Okay. We are going to invite up a good friend of mine and a friend of veterans, former director of Schenectady County Veterans Agency and chair of the Schenectady County Honor Vet Program, Bill Frank.
Thank you, Angelo. And good evening, everybody. And thank you for being here. And I promise my remarks will be very brief. President Carter Jimmy Carter was one of the major reasons why I am proud to say that I am an American. And I watched some of the ceremony today, and a lot of the speakers at his funeral service mentioned the word character. And Jimmy Carter embodied the word character. And I just pray to God that not only we here present and we present throughout the country and the world, but also generations to come will emulate him and strive to maintain that attribute. May God bless James Earl Carter Jr. May God bless us all here today, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill. Next, I'd like to welcome Chris Leonard, our historian, to share his reflections on President Carter. Thank you. I'm deeply honored to be here and put some context onto President Carter's time in Schenectady. President James Earl Carter's path to Schenectady was somewhat convoluted. He entered the U.S. Naval Academy during World War II and graduated in 1946 with distinction, after which he was assigned to the USS Wyoming as an ensign. He completed 2 years of surface ship duty, after which Carter applied for submarine duty. He served on submarine SSK-1, the USS Barracuda, as executive officer, engineering officer, and electronics repair officer, rising to the rank of lieutenant. Carter was selected by Admiral Hyman Rickover, who at the time was just a captain, to join the Navy's nuclear submarine program and assigned to Schenectady, where he served as senior officer of the commissioning crew of the USS Seawolf, which was to be the nation's second nuclear submarine. Rickover sent Carter to Schenectady specifically to attend Union College and to be part of the Knowles Atomic Power Labs in West Milton, which we know today as the Kenneth Kesselring site. While in Schenectady, he took classes at Union College, trained NCOs, and he worked on the Seawolf's nuclear engines. The Carters lived right here, literally right here, on Duanesburg Road here in Rotterdam, which at the time was military housing. He was here with Rosalind and 3 young children. Carter looked back on this period as a very happy time. He was doing a job he loved and was respected for, and his family was thriving. He did extraordinarily well at Knowles Atomic Power Labs, and it looked like he had a bright future in the military. Unfortunately, his father, James Earl Carter Sr., passed away on July 22nd, 1953, of pancreatic cancer. Just 2 months before, construction of the Seawolf was to start. Earl ran the family's 5,000-acre peanut farm in the small town of Plains, Georgia. The farm employed around 1,500 people and was the largest employer in Plains. Jimmy had a very significant decision to make. Was he going to stay career military, or was he going to go to Georgia to take over the family farm? He eventually chose the farm as the livelihood of so many people were tied to it. It's one of the sacrifices that we speak of when we think of President Carter. President Carter did make his way back to Schenectady in 1976 while he was on the campaign trail. He stopped at Union College, where he touted his time there and said that he always considered himself one of you, meaning part of the Union College family.
The training he received in Schenectady was not wasted. In fact, it served him well as president during the partial meltdown of the 3 Mile Island nuclear generating station on March 28, 1979. President Carter understood what was happening there, could speak knowledgeably about it, and worked to get the right people in place to help mitigate the accidents. And most importantly, he was able to speak to the American people and let them know that it was all right to be calm. I want to close with just a little bit of a personal note here. If you note the cap I'm wearing, it's for the National Bottle Museum in Ballston Spa, of which I am the executive director. In the early days of the organization, Jimmy Carter was a member. And in fact, in our collection, in our display of bottles from 50 states, we have a bottle that he suggested we get, which was from Georgia. It's an old Pepsi bottle from a different bottling company. It doesn't say Pepsi anywhere on it. Excuse me, Coca-Cola. Very big difference. Coke is Georgia. So I have a personal tie, and it's yet another way that he was tied to the capital region. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's kind of hard to clap with the One of President Carter's most enduring legacies is his work with Habitat for Humanity. His hands-on dedication to building homes for those in need, as we heard from Reverend Longmire, was a powerful example of his belief in service and compassion. President Carter's partnership with Habitat for Humanity not only built homes, but also built hope and opportunities for families around the world. This evening, as we reflect on his life, let us be inspired to carry forward the spirit of giving and service in our own communities. And I know we have representatives from Montgomery County and Schenectady County here from Habitat. If they would come up and offer a few words, please. Yes. I know Heather Lopez, Kathy Fernandez. Coming up, please.
Well, many of you are probably aware that there is a Habitat for Humanity of Schenectady County, and we would not have a Habitat for Humanity of Schenectady County if it were not for the work of Jimmy and Rosalind Carter. They did not actually start Habitat for Humanity. Another couple did down in Georgia, but this couple, the Fullers, recruited Jimmy and asked him to help them with their projects. And Jimmy and Rosalind worked on many, many houses. Jimmy was still working on houses into his 90s. Just a remarkable, remarkable man. And we're carrying on that legacy today. We have, with our volunteers here, have built 64 houses in our community and 2 right here in Rotterdam. And we're continuing to build. We've got 5 more houses coming up this year. So those of you who volunteered with us, we thank you, and we thank Jimmy Carter for his wonderful legacy that he started so many years ago.
Thank you for that. And we have Heather Lopez from the Montgomery County Habitat, Bob Pertel, former county executive, coming up, Bob, and we also have Chris Carpenter, the new deputy mayor in the city of Amsterdam.
Well, thank you. We aspire to be like Schenectady County. I can tell you that. We are not as seasoned as Schenectady. We have only been around since 2011, and we started with $0 in our bank account in Montgomery County. I've been a part of Habitat for Humanity since 2015, and so we have come a long way. We have built 1 house, and we've rehabbed another house, and we are officially ready to start our next build in the city of Amsterdam. We're going to be starting in April. And to see where we have come today, to having $0 in our bank account, to having enough to actually get a house built, is pretty extraordinary. My husband is actually the president of Montgomery County, and we're all board members. So we truly couldn't do it without our community and without, why we're here today, because he really started the catalyst. He was that spark that started it to get others to be involved and to understand what it is. So truly, thankful and remembrance of that. And if anybody knows anybody in Montgomery County, we are looking for families, and we are currently accepting applications. So spread the word, and follow us on Facebook and support, and keep this legacy going, and remembrance, and just keep on to keep on. Thank you, Angela.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, I'm going to invite Demontra Constantine back up to the podium to lead us in God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Great. Yep. Okay. Yes, we are joined by our state senator, our new state senator, Pat Fahy. I'm going to invite you up now before we light the candles.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And this is really a hearty bunch to be here in this cold. So sorry I was a little bit late, but I was at another meeting and traffic was a little heavy. But I did not want to miss this. Thank you. Thank you, Assemblymember Santa Barbara, for helping to organize this. Thank you to all of our extraordinary veterans. And thank you to everyone, our Girl Scouts and more, who are showing up. I understand Habitat for Humanity is also here. What a wonderful way on such a solemn occasion to remember where so much of President Carter's history, his legacy started right here. It's just, and a shout out to the Gazette for the beautiful story they wrote the day we lost the president. So we have to reflect back at what somebody can really stand for. And as many has said, no president has had a career post-presidency in the extraordinary way that President Carter has had. So in addition to his years in the military, serving our country by putting his life, sacrificing so much of his life to his work right here, his early life, and then heading back to the peanut farm, as they said, and then becoming president, launching his campaign from there is just extraordinary. And I'm just so proud to join you, because what a legacy it's been. So thank you for doing this. Thank you for not forgetting what a small little apartment here can ultimately lead to. And it reminds us all of our very humble roots. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator. So next, we're going to light the candles. As we light our candles, you just turn the bottom of them, turn on. Let us take a moment to reflect on President Carter's legacy of service, humility, and compassion. His life reminds us that each of us can make a difference by helping others. Mantra Constantine will now join us again to perform the Navy hymn as we light our candles and remember the life and legacy of President Carter.
I just wanted to also mention that my husband and I, Tom, our oldest daughter, Justice, is a graduate of the Naval Academy and is currently serving as a helicopter instructor out of Pensacola, Florida. I have only just recently had the opportunity to perform this song at the USSR in honoring the volunteers on that ship. So this is only my second time singing it. There are many different versions. It is considered a hymn traditionally sung in the church when the priest is exiting, but I'm going to shorten it tonight and I'm just going to sing a couple of verses for you guys. Eternal Father, strong to save, whose path found the restless wave, who bidst the mighty ocean deep its own appointed limits keep. Oh, hear us when we cry to thee, oh, those in peril on the sea. O Trinity of love and power, your children shield in danger's hour. From rock and tempest, fire and foe, protect them wheresoever they go. Thus evermore shall rise to thee glad hymns of praise from land and sea. Amen.
Beautiful. Thank you, Demantra. Thank you. And I do want to recognize Legislator Constantine from Schenectady County that's here as well. Thank you, Tom, for being here. Thank you. And I think I do see, yes, I see Chief Wood from the village of Scotia. Fire Chief, thank you for being here. And yeah, I did recognize him. And I do want to recognize our Mohonasen Superintendent is here as well. Thank you for being here. As we stand together tonight in this moment of remembrance, I want to thank all of you for coming out to honor President Jimmy Carter. His life was a testament to the power of service and compassion, values that can guide us all in our own lives. This monument behind us here today connects our community to his story, but it is our actions that truly keep his legacy alive. Let us carry forward his example by striving to serve others to give back and to create a better world for future generations. I want to thank all of you for coming out tonight. I want to thank all of tonight's participants, and everyone that had helped make this event possible. We're going to end with the retiring of the colors. I want to ask everybody, it is bitter cold out there. Please travel safely, and may President Carter's life continue to inspire us all.
And thank you for organizing this.
We're going to retire the colors with a salute. Is that? Thank you. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Everybody.